Welcome. I invite you to come to the Insight Timer app for the interactive experience. Hi, Sandy. So nice. Great to see you. Hi, Britt. Ah, hi, everyone. Hi, Bonnie. Hi, Mary. Ooh, Mary, I like your profile picture. I think I've said that before. I feel like I have. It's beautiful. Hi, Ken. Hi, Yetta. So good to be together. We'll wait a few more moments. Hi, Liz. Hi, Adela. Thank you all for joining. So lovely. Hmm. Thank you. Thank you for your love. All right. How is our sound? Can you hear me clearly? Hi, Danielle. Hi, Davy. Hmm. Okay, great. Thank you for the feedback. Wonderful. Hey, Sil. Great. Welcome, friends. Hmm. I'm very, very grateful to be together. For anyone that I'm getting to meet for the first time today, my name is Selena Layel. This is our weekly satsang where we come together as community and we dive into our sadhana, daily spiritual practice, whether that's the practice of inquiry, introspection, reflection, meditation, pranayama. This is our space to be together. Hi, Evan. Thanks. I do have many recordings on the app, and I have two courses. One is called Yogic Practices for a Peaceful Life, and the other is called Awaken My Heart, a guide to living with self-love. And you can find all of my offerings and my live schedule on my profile page here on the app, including a website to stay connected if you wish. I do have a couple of recordings coming out, so you can keep your eyes peeled. What an interesting expression. Peeled eyes for those. And we have a community space on the app. It's a group called Love Heals All, and all are warmly welcome to join us there. Hmm. If you're moving around, I invite you to pause for a moment to be still. Feel your feet on the ground or maybe tucked underneath you, and feel your body breathing. Relax your face, your shoulders. You don't have to close your eyes or assume some meditative posture. Just be where you are as you are and start to become maybe more conscious. As you breathe, sense your belly and your rib cage. Start to notice other sensations in your body. And if you like, I invite you to practice this with eyes open. Become aware of what is happening inside while still being present to the outside. And if you're feeling agitation, discomfort, I invite you to consider that that's okay and practice accepting that for the next few moments. You don't have to always accept it. You don't have to accept it at all. But if you're willing, maybe just say to yourself, whatever I'm feeling in this moment is okay. I don't need to fix or change anything. And now notice the rhythm of your breath. Is it fast? Is it slow? Notice if it's maybe more shallow or if you're breathing deeply all the way into your belly. If you are standing, I invite you to have a seat. We're just diving right in today. And now that we're maybe more aware of what is happening inside, we're going to chant the sound Om together. Om is this vibration that is considered to be like the root vibration, meaning everything, all of matter is vibrating. And we can find the sound Om in all of matter, all of life. And when we chant Om, we have the opportunity to turn on the parasympathetic nervous system, the part of the nervous system called rest and digest. It's the relaxation response inside. So we're going to, you could say, vibrationally align with one another and really give ourselves this gift of starting to slow down and calm the nervous system. Because sometimes we don't know how to do that. Yes. Sometimes we just feel really agitated. We feel really emotional. We feel really exhausted. We feel really off in some way. And we just don't even know what to do. So I'd like to give us this experience of chanting Om to see how it serves us. And it may be different for each of us. So again, if you're not seated, I invite you to sit. Feel the crown of the head lifting up toward the sky. Roll one shoulder up, back, and down, and the other shoulder up, back, and down. Allow the chin to be slightly tucked so the back of the neck is long. And start to breathe in a way that you can feel your belly expanding with your breath in. You want to start to activate deeper breathing before we chant the sound Om. Let's take a deep, full breath in together. Exhale through the mouth. And I invite you to just set your device down for this experience. There's no need to chat. I'll come back to all of your chats afterward. I invite you to really just give yourself this gift of slowing down and greater presence. When we chant the sound Om, it's very important that we spend time on the sound, that humming sound at the very end. This is a very important part. Each part of the sound Om is important. Sometimes we also see it spelled and sounded out Aum, A-U-M. So I invite you, as you chant this sound, spend a good amount of time on that sound at the end. I don't know if you can hear it because of the noise canceling software, but I'm making this humming sound at the end. And if you find that your breath kind of cuts off when you chant Om, maybe it sounds like Om, and then you just kind of exhale your breath out. I invite you to chant more loudly. By the time you get to that sound, feel like you're pushing on the sound, and this will help you access a deeper, fuller breath. All right, let's go for it. So before we chant, Let's practice the centering technique to bring us into greater alignment. Palms touch at the heart. And of course, if you can't move your body, you can visualize this. Take a slow, deep breath in as you reach the right arm all the way up. The left hand comes down by the navel. Exhale very slowly to the heart where the palms touch. When you're ready, inhale as you reach the left arm all the way up, straighten the arm if you can. Right hand is by navel. Exhale very slowly to the heart. We'll do this one more time on the right side. Inhale the right arm all the way up, open the chest. Left hand is by the navel, fingers point up. Exhale slowly to the heart. Feel your palms and fingers touching. Relax the shoulders. As we chant the sound Om, you may wish to take Chin Mudra by gently covering the index fingers with the thumbs and having the hands rest on the lap or maybe the knees with the palms facing upward. You're also, of course, just welcome to have the hands relaxed in whatever way feels good for you. We're going to chant the sound Om 9 times. For some of you, this might feel like a lot, but I invite you to continue through the whole experience with us. You might be very pleasantly surprised by what you feel on the end, at the end. Now, your sound Om may not be as long as mine, it may be longer, and that's perfectly okay. Again, if you find that your Om chanting is very short and there's kind of like a breath out at the end, I invite you to make the sound louder, especially on that last part where you're making the humming sound. And this will help to activate the organs to be able to press that breath out and the muscles. Okay, let's take a deep, full breath in. Exhale through the mouth. And I'll count 9 times so you don't have to do the counting. Let's take a deep breath in to begin. Feel your belly expanding. Om. Close the eyes if you wish. Relax the shoulders. One more. Be very still, breathe naturally. Soften the shoulders, the belly, hips, throat, face. The body is still and relaxed at the same time. Move deeper within. Go deeper than the surface mind. Go deeper than the agitation. Feel like you're diving into the center of your own being. If it feels good, continue to breathe consciously, allowing your exhalations to be slow and long. Feel a space between the teeth. The jaw softens. I invite you to say something kind to yourself. It might sound like, I believe in you. I love you. Maybe you wish to acknowledge yourself for something or express compassion toward yourself for something you're going through. In your mind, speak to yourself with kindness. And now release any intentional thinking. And for the next few moments, follow the sensations of your breath. As you breathe in, feel the sensations of the air moving in through your nose or maybe your mouth if that's not possible. And then sense the air leaving the body. And each time the mind tries to take you someplace else, bring your attention back to just feeling the breath. Take a slow, deep breath in. Exhale through the mouth. If you can, place one or both hands on your heart center and very slowly massage gentle circles over your heart center. Maybe even bring a sense of kindness or caring into this touch. And then pause the movement. Still hold your heart center. You may wish to hold your belly with your other hand. And I invite you to feel or imagine that there is this warmth of light in your heart. Imagine any color you wish. Maybe it's this beautiful pink light of love or this golden light, right? It's a green light of compassion or blue light of healing. Just see this beautiful light in your heart center, vibrating, pulsating, love, and whatever other qualities are in this light. And now imagine that from this light in your heart, there is this thread of light that moves from your heart to my heart, and from my heart to your heart. There is this exchange back and forth, this love and this light. And now imagine another thread moving from your heart to the heart of someone else who's here. You don't need to know their names or their faces or even where they are on the planet. Maybe you do know some who are on this session now, but it's not necessary. Imagine that your heart is connected to the heart of another with this thread of light between the two. And their heart is connected to the heart of another and another and another until all of our hearts are connected in this light of love, creating this beautiful sphere of light between us, light of the heart filling this space until it is vibrant and glowing like the sun. Feel yourself being completely held in this light now. It's not just in your chest, but it fills your entire body, this light of love. not just your physical body, but your subtle bodies, the space around your body, consumed in this beautiful light. Sense or imagine that everything you need is in this light, and you can call on it now. If you're needing more peace in your life, imagine, feel that this light is filling with you with peace. If you're needing more patience, imagine that patience is filling your being. Love, healing, forgiveness, call in these higher qualities of the heart to be active in your being as this light washes through you. Feel yourself, see yourself becoming brighter, fuller in this light. This light expands so far beyond your physical body, maybe even to the edges of the earth and beyond. If you've gone out someplace else, I invite you to come back to the feeling, the vision of this light in your heart center, aware of this beautiful connection of love between each of us. Even if you're watching the replay of this, you are connected to this grid of light with each of us. You may wish to bring your palms to touch and Anjali Mudra, this expression of gratitude, and bow. Bow to this beautiful grid of light, this community bowing to each other for the service of light, of our presence, our love. And bow to yourself. Offer yourself gratitude, your light, your magnificence. As you inhale, if you can, reach your arms wide, open the chest. Exhale, keep the chest open, the arms extended. Feel yourself opening to life, to this light. And then slowly cross your arms in front of your body. Give yourself a big warm hug, maybe a smooch. And when you're ready, slowly relax the body. Open the eyes if they're closed. Mm. Ah, what do you notice inside? And I invite you to be aware of this cycle that we create for ourselves, where there is some kind of pain or discomfort inside. And rather than slowing down and being present with ourselves, we get into the mode of doing and distraction. And then well, there's no right or wrong there, just awareness. If you found that during the meditation you were chatting instead of participating, I invite you to have some compassionate inquiry for yourself there. If I avoid slowing down and letting myself feel uncomfortable in moments like this, then I probably do it all throughout my life. How is that impacting me? How is that affecting me? Hmm. I'm going to come back meaning scroll back through your comments. I think I saw that I had missed some during the meditation. Ah, yes, we just had many joining. Gary, I'd love to know how you're feeling if you participated in the meditation. If you participated, what shifted, if anything, maybe nothing. Yes. Hi, Maureen. Hi, Jane. Hi, Ashley. Hi, Liz. Hi, Kendra. Teresa. DM. Hi, everyone. Hi, Jen. I love our Love Fest. Hi, Maxine. Thank you for your donation. Thank you so much for your donations, friends. I'm so grateful for your support. Deeply. Mary shares, it seems like the birds liked it. This session was very nice. I liked the heart love exchange. Beautiful. Great, Angela. DM shared, my head felt like a swirling and then ease and release of tension. Ah, beautiful. Beautiful. Great. Oh, what would you like to share, my friends? We'll read a little bit from Ma's book and see where that takes us. Thank you for your hearts and your love. Hmm. So chanting Om, it, of course, it has spiritual benefits, yes, but for anyone who is uh, not but, and for anyone who's just looking for something to immediately address the nervous system, or you're just feeling really agitated, chanting Om is a wonderful, wonderful technique that can immediately bring us a greater sense of relief. The one of the most important or two of the most important things though to really experience that relief, one is to make sure there's that long exhalation, so we're really allowing that Om sound to be as long as possible comfortably, and then that sound, that humming sound at the end, yes, like I said before. Oh, Sandy shares, I kept hugging myself and rocking as I felt my soul awake. Oh, so beautiful. So beautiful. I found myself, I was in a moment this morning in my meditation where a lot was coming up, a lot. I was just, my consciousness was going deeper in the layers, and I was just becoming so present to what some of you are familiar with, this yogic teaching of dukkha, sukha, and dukkha. And I was so present to this state of contraction that most human beings live in all times for the most part. And I was just, it's kind of like a, on the razor's edge of experience. It's something that's almost difficult to put words to. But as I was diving into this space of this dukkha present to this deep pervasive contraction, I did just that. I was holding myself and I just found myself rocking, just that self-soothing, just breathing into it, staying present with the discomfort, staying present with that deep contraction, that deep fear, and just letting myself be with it. Thanks for sharing that. Steph shares, the light of love held me so strongly. I was afloat but grounded at the same time. That's beautiful. Thanks for sharing that. I love that imagery. DM shared, only got here a little while ago, but I'm grateful. And I'm also an energetic practitioner and love to exchange energetic support. Beautiful, beautiful. Britt saying, do you recommend chanting 9 times always when trying to regulate the nervous system? Not necessarily, but many. You could think about it like this: the more you chant, the more repetitions of chanting, the more you're going to have a deeper experience of that unwinding and letting go. So often people will chant 16 times. If that feels like it's too much, then I think 9 is a great alternative. And if 9 is just feeling like too much for some reason, sometimes I'll only chant 6 times. So I think it's really about what feels good in your body. And maybe you say, I'm going to start with chanting 6 times, chanting Om 6 times, but you still feel there's still this kind of unrest, this agitation. So then maybe chant another round of 6 and just see how that feels. And that's also an option too, rather than feeling like you have to go, each one after the next. You could take a pause, do like 6 and 6, something like this. Of course, uh, kind of stringing them all together is a powerful way to just go deeper and deeper. And Britt is sharing, uh, I'm in a lot of fear around a work situation and may lose my job. Oh, I'm so glad the chanting Om helped, love. Holding you in my heart. Yeah, you can use that. Just use it again and again and again, as often as you like. Yes. Thanks for letting us be with you in that. May it, may, well, I want to come back to the comments, but since we are in Britt's comment, I'll share a little bit more here. Actually, I just share. Oh, that's funny. I was going to share something in our group, Love Heals All, yesterday, and I ended up sharing something else, but I have this piece right here um, that I was going to share, so I'll share it now. I think it's really easy to take all of these fantastic spiritual teachings that we have and kind of bulldoze over the human experience. We see this often in the term of spiritual bypassing, where we take some great teaching like, I believe that good things are always happening to me. And we're so desperate in holding on to that teaching or that thought that we repress the emotions that are coming up, or maybe we don't give ourselves space to grieve, whatever it is. So I just really want to acknowledge the importance of giving space for all of the experience. I feel like that's important to speak to before I read what I'm about to read. And this is something that I think every single one of us could feel into in this moment. Life looks and feels, and I think this was just like something that was really forming in words for me, of deep feelings inside. That's where this came from. Life looks and feels very, very different when you see life as happening for you, not to you. Life is happening for me, not to me. Or when you have a sense of trust or believe that the universe, God, source is taking care of you, life feels very different. When you believe that things are happening in your favor, that if things don't go the way you want them to, it's actually a blessing guiding you in the direction of what you really do want. Holding perspectives or beliefs like this can determine the difference between living a life that feels blessed and like we're in heaven, or one where it feels like we're living in hell. The power is in our minds and in our sacred hearts. So again, I said everything I said before that, Brit, because I feel very sensitive to your situation. And that can bring up so many feelings and be so challenging in so many ways. So I have great compassion for what you're experiencing. And if it serves you, if, yes, then maybe there will be a moment when some of this fear has been released and you can say, okay, if I lose my job, or if you find that's the case, what door is this opening for me? And maybe you can't see it that way yet. Yes, sometimes we just need to grieve. Sometimes we just need to be in the contraction. Sometimes we just need to move through what is happening. If there is a time, though, where it feels safe to visit this, you might say, what doors is this opening for me? What what direction is this guiding me in that maybe I was too afraid to go in before? Or what is this waking up inside of me? I think I shared what I might have shared this. I think I did share it a couple months ago. I I unexpectedly, you could say, kind of like lost my job, but not really. But I unexpectedly lost the majority of my stable income. I went from having something very solid that was like the way that I could come to these Insight Timer live sessions, and not receive any donations and just be okay, right? Because I had this stability in my life. And like this, it was gone. Like this. I didn't have like months of warning. It was like, this is the way it's been for years, and now it's not this way anymore. And I gave myself a few days to grieve and just be like, I don't know what I'm going to do. I don't know what's going on. This is really scary. But I just kept dropping into this place inside of me, this place where I felt like there was this grace holding me. And after I gave myself, I think maybe like 4 or 5 days to really grieve and feel the shock of it all, I got into action. I said, all right, I'm a powerful creator. What am I going to create? I could let this tank me and feel like my life is so awful. Or I could say, this, and it's what I did say to myself. I said, this is my chance to up level. This is my chance to create more freedom in my life. This is my chance to create more alignment in my life. This is my chance to create more abundance in my life. Rather than thinking about it as all my abundance is gone now, it was like, all right, this is an opportunity for me to take some actions to create more of what I want in my life. So I'm not saying that you need to be like me, but I just want to share my personal experience in that. I gave myself some time to grieve, to be in the shock of it. And then I chose to believe in myself. I chose to believe in myself and I took actions, little actions that turned into some bigger actions. And I feel like it really was a gift. I mean, dang, financial stability, that is a feeling inside that is really good, and it really helps to regulate us and helps us enjoy the rest of our lives. So when that's not there, it can be really destabilizing. And I'm just tuning into where I wanted to go with that. And I really did honestly see it as a huge blessing that that stable income was that it ended. I saw it and see it as a huge blessing because it was an opportunity for me to really make some changes to have more of the life that I want. And I'm not saying that it's easy, right? But it it got me into gear. So many of the challenging or maybe even seemingly tragic things that happen in our lives, they're an opportunity for us to up level. Doesn't mean it's easy, you know, but it kind of kicks us into gear. So many of us just live on in the comfort zone. We just make it through the day. We make it through the workday. We make it through whatever we're doing, right? And we live lives feeling really unfulfilled. We're like, I know there's something more out there. I'll find it this weekend when I have a few drinks with friends or something. No, there is so much more out there. And it starts with us. I don't know where it starts. It starts in many places, yet it has to do with this deeper fulfillment inside of us. And sometimes we need things to wake us up out of that comfort zone, which is often uncomfortable. Yes. I'm going to come back to all of your comments now. Britt, would love to hear from you and anything you wish to share. And if there's any way that we can support you in what you're navigating, this is a space for it to all be here, love. Thank you. All right. Um, Gary is sharing, Selena, you're right. That did shift some of the tension, but you described me perfectly. I don't always have my attention where it would be more productive. I'm sorry because that meditation was truly beautiful. No need to apologize to me, love, and no need to really apologize at all. Great that you're aware of it, and there are really, for most of us, when we have those patterns of distraction, which I think almost all of us do to a certain degree, or that resistance to being with the discomfort, it's in place for a reason. You know, there were times where we maybe felt like we just couldn't go there. Or maybe we need some support when we go there because there are some deeper things that need to be worked through. So I honor you and honor your authenticity and sharing. And I'm glad that for as much as you did participate, that it helped to alleviate some of that tension. Thanks, love. Hmm. Marine is asking for all of this healing love and light to be shared with Heidi from Southern Maine. Absolutely. And that's the beauty of healing vortex like this. We can place anyone, anything inside of it, or bring this light to anyone or any situation. DM is sharing having lost a job and creating a new one right here. It's a journey and potential for greater opportunities for growing using our spiritual guidance. Beautiful. Liz is sharing to Britt and others in this community here who are going through difficulties or sad feelings or emotions, thoughts, or experiences. I am sending you my love along with a virtual hug and support. Beautiful. Beautiful. Jesse is sharing, what was, that passage that you read from uh the piece that I was reading. I wrote it. I wrote it. It was just something that was coming through. I'll share it in our group. The group here on the app is called Love Heals All. I'll share it so you can feel into it. DM is sharing, choose to believe in self, create greater freedom, abundance, and alignment. Yes. Beautiful, everyone. Angela is sharing, it was inspiring to me as I've had a lot of financial instability due to illness. Yeah, good, love. Sandy is sharing, we need to flex a muscle for it to get stronger. Absolutely. Yeah, and Gary's sharing, losing your job can be like a death. Yeah, it can feel that way. Absolutely. So how can we be compassionate with ourselves in that transition? DM is sharing, opportunity to up level and feel more fulfilled and enjoyable with deeper awareness. Yes. Yes. Mm. Thanks, everyone. Ah. Well, here we are. Our session has flown by. Let's read a little from Ma's book before we complete today. This is the book we often read from when we come together. Conscious Living: The Power of Embracing Your Authentic You by Her Holiness Saima, my beloved teacher of over 2 decades. Oh, beautiful, Mary. Angela's sharing, I'm learning that I grow when I go through stuff that makes me uncomfortable or unhappy. Yeah, love. That's it. That is it. That is it. Naturally. Because if we're in a comfort zone, we're just kind of floating along, no resistance. I mean, there's a lot of resistance, but there's nothing pushing us to grow. We're just kind of like zombies, half awake, half asleep, just kind of moving through the motions of life, doing the things. Yes? So the discomfort wakes us up. Oh, this is so painful. Oh, this is so uncomfortable. Oh, I don't like this thing. Yeah, all of it. All of it. All right, let's see what we're going to open to today. My finger keeps slipping. Hmm. Okay. Angela's sharing, no, it sucks. I'm not exactly sure which part you're speaking to there, my love, but what I would say is the thing that really sucks is living a zombie life. I would say the pain is the greatest gift because the pain is the catalyst to waking up and actually being alive. What hurts more than the pain of discomfort and more than the pain of loss is the pain of living a dead life, being so on autopilot that we miss out on this life, that we walk through life like a zombie. I think that is a greater pain. I'm sorry, I don't mean to say greater. I don't at all mean to negate your experience. I'm saying for me personally, that pain of not being alive. And Angela's sharing, not in the moment it isn't, only feels helpful after. Is speaking to pain being the catalyst. Absolutely. Yeah. But what if we saw pain in that way? There are so many teachings on this that pain is the ultimate catalyst to awakening. Pain is the ultimate catalyst to awakening because without the pain, we would continue not we would continue choosing the comfortable, familiar things that keep us in the Maya, in the illusion. The pain shakes us awake. I can't tell you over the years how many times I've looked up or researched or Googled uh, what if I'm trying to remember the words like depression and awakening. Like how many times I've recognized that deep pain I've been experiencing or deep depression is this catalyst to awakening, and somehow it's part of the awakening process. I think about a couple of spiritual teachers in my life, Eckhart Tolle and Byron Katie, and both of their stories around becoming awakened, fully conscious, are about the tremendous pain they went through. And not all stories are like that. Yes, but there's this for in their stories there was this experience of such tremendous pain that it was like, it's like that quote that says the only way out is through. The only way out of the pain is through it. But most of us, we come up against the pain and we don't go through it. So we don't wake up. We just keep finding ourselves here again and again and again and again and again, in that pain. in our patterns, in the suffering. And I don't think anything is black and white. I think there's so many variations and different experiences in the way that things can happen. I definitely don't think there's a one way for anything. So pain as a catalyst to awakening. Gary shares, Selena, you always seem so calm and collected. What would you suggest to battle all the resistance that I create? Oh, that's a very good question, my love. And something I don't know that we have enough time to really get into today. I'm going to come back to that in just a moment. I just want to complete with Angela here. Angela's sharing, sometimes I'd like less pain. I'm already willing to grow. Yes, love. I hear that. What I would say to that, if you wish to hear it, take it or leave it. A couple of things. One is, I think much of the pain that we experience is the suffering of resisting pain. Much of the pain we experience is the the resistance to feeling the pain, the resistance to growth. Much of the pain that we experience is our patterns of pain, meaning many of us, if not almost all of us, have these patterns that perpetuate pain. So let's say, for example, gosh, we're getting into the deep stuff right when the session's meant to end. And I do actually have a client after. So I'll wrap this up here. Gary, please feel free to share your question in our group, Love Heals All, and we can circle back to that because I really would love to address it. Imagine here that I cut my finger. And in the moment that I cut my finger, ow, oh, it really hurts, right? There's that natural occurrence of pain, right? The Buddhist teaching, life is pain. There's this natural, oh, it really hurts. This is the pain that arises in life, yes? But then the mind creates suffering, an untrained mind. Or, I don't know, I've tried really hard to train my mind and it still creates suffering at times. But generally speaking, here's this I cut my finger, I'm in this experience of pain. And then let's say it's an hour later and I can barely feel any pain anymore. I barely feel anything. I barely even notice the cut on my thumb. But what is my mind doing? Oh, an hour ago, I cut my thumb and it was so painful and it just felt so terrible and there was blood and I really didn't like it. And remember how much it hurt? It hurt so much. And oh my gosh, now I'm not going to be able to play the guitar for a whole month. Can you see what I'm doing? Can you see what the mind, the habit, the pattern that the mind has been trained in is doing in that example? The pain is occurring because I cut my finger. But after some time, that pain is gone. But my mind perpetuates the pain. My mind creates the suffering. How often in our lives has the pain stopped, but our minds continue to tell painful stories that keep the pain alive? I'll say that again. How often in our lives has the pain stopped, but our minds continue to tell us stories that keep the pain alive? So I think for many of us, when we feel like what you're sharing, Angela, which I can definitely relate to, this feeling of like, can't the pain just end? I think sometimes, I don't know because it's different for each of us. We all have different karma. We all have different soul contracts. We all have different life experiences and traumas that we've been through. So I can't speak for everyone. But I know for myself that they become patterns of pain. They become patterns. What am I perpetuating? And how am I meeting myself? Like right now, I've been finding myself in some pain, emotional pain, which of course can translate physically also. And I've just been like, in the moments that letting my mind kind of run the show, I'm just feeling like so contracted and just like I don't know even how to say it. It's just so painful and it's so awful. And it's what my mind is putting me through. I'm trying to make a decision. And I had kind of made the decision and I was feeling more peace. I was feeling kind of empowered and I was feeling peace. And then my mind said, but what about this? And then I said, but what about this? And before I knew it, I was in this inner battle, this turmoil, this war. And I don't know about you, my friends, but one of my MOs for creating suffering is to be in indecision, to create a war inside of myself. This. What should be? This is better. This is, but what if I do this and I miss out on this? And what if this goes wrong? But what if this goes right? Oh, this is such a source of suffering for me. And the suffering isn't coming from the pain of the change that I'm about to face. No, it's what my mind is doing. And I'm allowing my mind. Remember, your mind is neither good nor bad. Your mind is like a garden. And whatever thoughts you plant in that garden, they become the seeds of those thoughts become sprouts and trees or bushes, and they bear fruit. They bear the fruit of that seed. Your mind is a beautiful space. It's an empty space where what you put into it is what you experience more of. I'm not experiencing the pain of the decision. I'm experiencing the pain of the patterns of the mind. I am not experiencing the pain of the decision. I am experiencing the patterns of the mind and the pain they create. So, Gary, Angela, anyone else who's in this part of our conversation about just feeling like the pain doesn't stop or feeling like there's so much resistance, can we have loving inquiry and say, this pain that I keep going through, how much of it is from the patterns in my mind? And it's not always the patterns in the mind. Maybe there's trauma in the body that's being released. Maybe there's suppressed emotion that is coming to the surface. Everything we're experiencing is through the way of the body. But I think this is an absolute key to our freedom, is to have inquiry of the mind. That's the basis of Byron Katie's work. Compassionate inquiry into the patterns of the mind. What thoughts am I believing? And becoming aware of how the thoughts I believe are creating my suffering or my joy. Yes? Hmm. It is time for us to start to come to a close. I do just want to come back through some of our comments, though. Um, Marina is saying, I keep asking God, if I'm meant to learn something in this lifetime, please give me a different clue than the pain because I'm just not getting it. Hmm. What is it? I think it's a Pema Chodron quote that says something like, things don't go away until we've learned what we need to learn. And we hear different quotes about that or different sayings. And I also think about it like this, Maureen. This helps me at least. That pain is part of me. That pain is not a bad guy. That pain is not something I need to get rid of. That pain is part of me. Meaning, when that pain comes up again and I go, oh no, I'm feeling this pain. What do I do? How do I get enlightened and away from it? It's like this aspect of my experience inside. Sometimes I imagine it like a little girl version of me or this tender part of me. That pain is part of me in pain. It's not something to get rid of or to get over. It's part of me. So no wonder why I'm still in pain. Because each time the pain arises, I reject it. Each time the pain arises, I reject myself. I invite you to consider this, friends. When pain arises and we reject it, it's like we're rejecting part of ourself. So no wonder the pain is perpetuated. And it doesn't mean that we have to go into the pain and this whole drama around it and get lost in the pain. You're welcome to if you want to. For me, it's about embracing that part of me that is hurting, that's full of rage or full of shame or full of fear, and meeting that part of me with kindness, with compassion. What if the reason the pain gets so perpetuated, aside from the patterns of the mind, is that we keep rejecting ourselves? Yeah, and I see Gary sharing, I run from it, unfortunately. There's nowhere to go. And you're not alone, Gary. I still run from it at times. It's just the habits we have. It's okay. For anyone who feels resonant with what I'm saying, you might try this when we complete our session in a couple of minutes, or the next time you feel some real discomfort coming up, or you just want to get away from it or distract. Place a hand on your heart, maybe a hand on your belly. Take a deep breath and imagine that this discomfort, this pain that you're feeling, is like a little part of you inside. Imagine maybe a part of you as a child. Picture this part of you in your mind. And imagine that this feeling you're trying to get away from is actually this tender part of you that really needs your love and care right now. Rather than abandoning yourself again, which is what so many of us just do again and again and again, rather than abandoning yourself, see what it's like to show up for yourself, to be there for you. Thank you all. I know so many of you shared different comments. I wish we had more time in today's session. I know sometimes we have the time to go over like a half an hour. um, I invite you, if there's something for you that you shared in the chat that I missed, that was a question or just a deep share that you were wanting to share with the community, I invite you to share it in our group, Love Heals All. And the group hasn't been so active lately, for some time actually, but it really is a safe space, a space to be together in love. So I invite you to bring your shares, bring your questions to the group, and we can share about anything that wasn't touched on today. Hmm. Thank you all so much. I'm so grateful for our time together. I'm so grateful for you. I'm looking at your faces, your profile pictures, and just loving you, loving you. Mm. Thank you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for all of your time and your shares and participation and being part of this vortex, this grid of light and love that we create together. We truly do create this. I can feel it. For your donations. We'll be together again. I'm still recovering from this sprained ankle, so our session on Friday will not be our regular vinyasa session again. We'll do more of what we did last week. It'll be a hatha based session, asana session, and we'll do everything from the floor, so no standing postures again. All are welcome, and we'll be together again next week for our Satsang for the Soul, our session like this, and it is happening. Oh, yeah, I always forget that I can just easily open a different window here and see my live calendar. Next week we'll be together same time. Yeah. I know the week after that we're meeting a little earlier. So next week we'll be together on Wednesday at 6 p.m. Eastern for our satsang for the soul. Remember, you can always sign up for the sessions and hit the little bell icon or the notification icon to be reminded to be together. Thank you. Oh yeah, Steph. Blessings to your. Is it your foot? Right? Was it your ankle or your foot? Oh, your ankle. You broke your ankle. Oh, that's right. Yeah, sending lots of healing love your way and to everyone. Okay, big hugs. Mm, I hold you in my heart. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. If you haven't already joined our self love course, I invite you to join us. It's really beautiful to all be in this together. Great. Thanks, Diane. All right, everyone. Love you. Thank you. Mm.